don't have anything to do right now. You guys have a chance. Now you guys can just go relax now. Thank you, Cece. Thank you. So, I get paroled to my mom, but so I had to get my parole to Florida, and then I had a great name on the streets. Like my face was beautiful on the streets. Like I never robbed people. I didn't do things like that. Like I had a great name out on the streets for myself. So um when I got out of prison, everybody was like, "Geez, out of prison. She's out of prison. She's out of prison." So somebody asked me if I could get him a key of girl, and I was like, "Yeah, of course I can," because I knew I was leaving the state within like a couple days. So I was like, "Of course I can. Yeah, of course." I have been in prison for 5 years. Do you really think that I would know any connects after 5 years? Do you think any of my connects would be around after 5 years? I doubt that. I'm sure they would have already been popped. But I was like, yeah, of course I can. Yeah. So, I went and I got flour, mixed it with a little bit of water, put a little cornstarch in there to brick it up, put lidocaine all over it to numb it, and then I got the real girl and I sprinkled it over it so that when they would test it, they would get numb and it would test in the test packet as positive, because they were just scooping off the top. So when they scooped off the top in the packet, it would go blue, meaning it was positive, and they would taste it. The lidocaine, it numbed them up, and so they knew it was real. Very far from it. So when they got home to open the brick was all cornstarch and flour, and I knew that they were coming for me. Like I knew they were coming for me. So I had a shit ton of money from that because I had just sold a kilo of girl. So I went and bought a key of boy. And I just basically traded it out. I went and got a key of boy. And I knew I was getting on the plane the next day. So I went to GNC and I got like vitamin bottles with the capsules, and I dumped all of the capsules out and put all of the stuff inside the capsules, and it took me fucking forever, but I did it. And put it in like vitamins, and then I also pushed some shit up inside of me because I would need it when I was on the plane so I wouldn't get sick, which I was scared as hell. And I had it all packed in my luggage, which I was scared as fuck. Super scared. So scared. Fun fact, if you guys know Bone Thugs and Harmony, Busy Bone, his real name is actually Brian. He's my cousin. So he took me to the airport, and he had a big ass red freaking fur jacket on. It was so embarrassing. I'm like, how flashy do you need to be to take me to the airport? Like, this is ridiculous. Do you know what I have in my luggage? You know what I have inside me. And you are wearing a red fur. And it just wasn't just like a red fur coat. Like, this bitch was like big. It was long to his feet. He was wearing red Timberland boots. Like, I'm like, could you have dialed it down just a few notches? Just a few notches would have been great. Okay, because you were walking through here like a fucking Christmas tree right now. And so yeah, Busy Bone is actually Brian. He took me to the airport and got me there. That's my cousin. And so I was scared as hell. I was, not gonna lie. But I got there, and where my mom was, because she was a traveling nurse, I had to get checked in with my parole officer. And so right across the street where her apartment was a billiards. And I had a shit ton of boy on me to unload. You know, I had to make money. And so I was in the billiards, and I was just out there slinging, and this guy comes up to me, and he's like, "What do you need?" And he's like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "What do you want?" Or he was like, what did he say? So what did you need? I was like, "What do you need?" And he was like, no, what do you need? I'm like, "What do you need?" And he's like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, are we tap dancing in sentences here? Are we tap dancing in sentences here? What do you need? You know? And he was basically telling me like I was on his turf, basically. So I'm like, "Well, what do you have?" And he's like, "I have girl." And I'm like, "Okay, well, what's the issue? I have boy." Like, what I don't understand what the problem is. Like, you have you have something completely different than what I have, okay? So that's how I met my trafficker. We knew each other for 2 weeks. For those 2 weeks, he was actually really, really good to me. We hit it off. He was like, you know, we would go places. He would take me out on all these really expensive dinners. We would, I mean, like he would wine and dine me like no other. Like he would drop money on, like it was crazy. Like he would take me shopping. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. Like his thing was always, don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Thank you for the rose, Vicky. Thank you so much for the little girl. Thank you, Vicky, for the I meant to say strawberry. Vicky, thank you again. I love those little strawberries. Vicky, thank you so much. Beth, thank you for the rose. Vicky again. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Vicky, you're making my day. Oh my gosh, you are totally making my day right now. Thank you so. Oh my gosh, Vicky, you are making my day. Thank you so much. That was so sweet. Thank you so much. That was so nice. Thank you. You are number 243 on the team. Thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. So sweet of you. But I did not know. Look, we're at 10. We're at 10 out of 50. We only need, look, we are 1/5 of the way there. Right? So we have 10 out of 50. So we are 1/5 of the way there. Okay? So we're like, once we get to 25, we need 15 more, and we're at 25. And then we're halfway there. Getting to the halfway mark is the hard part. After we get to the halfway mark, it's downhill. Then we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Then we see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. Also, just so you all know, if you ever want to go recharge on your coins, don't do it here. Go to tiktok.com/recharge and you get double the amount of points. I don't think it's double. I think it's like maybe like a third of the amount of points for your money. So you get more bang for your buck than you would if you recharge down there. They give you just like what you get, right? But if you go to tiktok.com/recharge, they give you a lot more coins. You get a lot more bang for your buck. Just as the FYI, in case anybody didn't know that, the Island Boys told me that. I didn't know that either, but the Island Boys told me that. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, it was my arm. Okay, so anywho, so he was like whining and dining me, but I did not know he was actually grooming me. So he was grooming me, and we teamed up, and we were making money for 2 weeks. We were making money for 2 weeks because we teamed up, you know? And then one night we were at the billiards. One night we were at the billiards and he put something in my drink. He roofied my drink. And I woke up one time in his car and I said, Lee, where are we? Now, mind you, I'm a full-blown junkie. I am doing things intravenously, so I have a kit. And if anybody knows anything about anybody that is an addict, you all know what a kit is. No matter what your DOC is, if it is a rock, you're going to have a stem, you're going to have a chore, you're going to have a lighter, you're going to have a pusher. You know, if it's ice cream, you're gonna have a roller. You know what I mean? Like you have a torch. You have a kit. With my DOC, I have my points, my cotton, my Q-tips, my spoon. You know, so that was in my kit. So we get to this house, and I'm like, Lee, where's my kit? He's like, you don't get a kit anymore. And I'm like, Lee, shut up. Give me my kit. He's like, you don't have a kit anymore. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And let me back up a little bit. So my dad had passed away a few years before that, and I had gotten my inheritance. And I bought a car, and it was a beautiful car. And I looked at that as my dad buying me that car. Like, I looked at that as that was the last gift that my dad ever got me, was that car. And I had to leave that car there because of being trafficked. You guys, nobody is tapping on the screen. Can we please tap on the screen? There's not one person tapping on the screen right now. If you guys could please tap on the screen, I would really, really, really appreciate it. There's literally not one person tapping on the screen right now. Now there's people tapping. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like, there was like literally nobody tapping. We're at 89K. Can we try to get to 100K? We're already at 90. Look at that. Look at that. Just for me saying that. There's power in numbers. There is power in numbers. We can get to 100K very easily. Thank you for the dolphin. Thank you. There is power in numbers, okay? Just like we are already at 10 at the strawberries. If we have 10 more strawberries come through, We need 5 more and we're halfway there. There's power in numbers. So I am trying. Thank you, Vicky, for the strawberry. Thank you, Vicky, for the strawberry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Look at my Vicky. We got another one. She's so cute. Look at her. She's got her little heels on and everything. Vicky, thank you so much. Vicky, you are so, oh my gosh. Stop. Vicky, oh, that hurt my head. Vicky, thank you so much. Vicky, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Vicky, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. Thank you, Vicky. That is so sweet of you. That, look. We were already at 20. We need 5 more. We're halfway there. See that? And we're almost at 100K. See? Power in numbers. Power in numbers. But Vicky can't be the only one sending strawberries, guys. Vicky can't be the only one sending strawberries. Thank you, Vicky. That's very sweet of you. So he's like, there's no kit. And I try to leave. And when I left, oh my God, my favorite. Mwah! Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, that's my other favorite one too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't ever get like those big, huge, like big ass gifts. So like these ones are like big ones, right? But I mean like those big guys, I never get them. So I've like never even seen them. So when I see these little ones, like the strawberries and stuff, I freak out. But like some creators, they get those ones that are like TikTok universe shits and stuff, and I'm like, and they get them like back to back, and I'm like, how do people do that? Like seriously, like how do these people get like these humongous like TikTok universes, or those big ass like dancing stages, or like those driving cars and things like that? Like I don't get it. I don't get it. Thank you, Cece. You were number 244 on the team. Thank you very much. I don't get it. And then they get them back to back. It's just like crazy to me. I don't get it. It's insanity to me. Maybe one day I'll be like that. Maybe one day I'll get like I'll be a big TikToker. Who knows? That's what I want to do, is be a big TikToker and bring awareness to SV, DV, mental health, trafficking, narcissism. That's my goal in life. Is I want to get on Live Fest, and I want to get the stories out there. I want to let everybody know that if you've been through it, it's okay. Other people have been through it too. Other people have been through it too. You're not alone. You're not alone. If I have to be the face of that, fine. If I have to be the one that takes the brunt of all the rude comments, so be it. I will be that face to take all the rude comments from everybody, just for anybody else to have, thank you for the rose, just for anybody else to have the courage to come out and with their story. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so the first time I tried to leave was the last time that I tried to leave, because I had the living crap beat out of me. Now, back then, this was, there was cameras everywhere. There was cameras everywhere. In the living room, the dining room, the shower, the bathroom, like everywhere. Very convenient though. When Lee took his shower, he would turn the camera the other way so nothing could be seen. But besides that, everything was always pointed towards me. I was not allotted clothes. I was only allowed to wear clothes 4 separate times, and it wasn't clothes, it was just a t-shirt. And that was on good behavior. And I only got that 4 times. And so everything was recorded. Like I said, it was snuff. So snuff is like where you see, we're already over 100. We're at 107 likes. Good job, guys. High five. High five. Give your neighbor a high five. High five, guys. So it's called snuff, and it's like where you torture. It's like next level domination. It's like domination on steroids. It's like domination on like cereal. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. So you know, it's a fetish, and I think it's a lot of men that fantasize about doing very vulgar, rude, mean things to women that maybe they're in a relationship with a wife or a girlfriend that they love, and they have this fantasy, but they can't live it out with them because they love them so much, but they have to get it out of their system or something like that. You know, if any of you all have followed the Wade Wilson case, it would be something like that, where, you know, Wade has this thing where he needed to unalive women and do it in a very violently way. That would be considered snuff. So at all times you had a like a membership to this thing on the computer, and you could log in and you could watch me 24/7. It was a membership, but you had to, you know, be logged in and watch me 24/7. You didn't have to, but you could. Once you had a membership, you could do whatever you wanted. So he was bringing in Johns every single day, all day long. He would bring in no less than 30 Johns a day. No less. I mean, sometimes it would be 50, sometimes it would be 60 Johns that he would bring in a day that I would have to service, and I would have to service him. And he would always say, I almost slipped up and said his real name. He would always say to them, you know, don't touch her face. You know, you can do anything to her, just don't touch her face, because my face was my moneymaker. Because remember, you know, 20 years ago, I was a pretty little Barbie. So, you know, just don't touch her face. And so they, you know, in the room, it was recorded and it was being live streamed on the dark web. Unfortunately, these videos still exist. And it's disgusting. I don't know what I would do if I were to ever see one of these videos. I don't know what I would do mentally. I don't know how I would take it. I really wouldn't. Hopefully that just never happens, right? The worst one that he brought in was 17 men. And this is the absolute worst. He brought in 17 men, and it was a GANG RP. And they were making me perform things to a pew, and they knocked out my teeth with the pew. They were putting it up inside me in the B and also in the V. Okay, you guys understand what the V is, right? And then you guys know what a B is, right? Okay. And then you guys know what the mouth is, okay? Just so we're all on the same page. And I think maybe we'll call BLOOD red lipstick. Okay, we'll call it red lipstick for BLOOD. Now that my numbers have, since I turned the comments off, my numbers have dropped drastically. So I have to be very careful with my verbiage now. Before, when I had like almost 2,000 people in here, TikTok wouldn't have cared of my verbiage. But because I don't have that, the thing is with TikTok is you have to have a lot of people in your room for them not to care about your verbiage, or you have to have gifting. As long as people are sending you gifts, or as long as you have a lot of people in your live, TikTok doesn't really care about your verbiage. But when you're not getting gifts, or, oh my God, I've never had a train before. I mean, I've had a train ran on me, but I've never had a train. Thank you so much, Vicky. Thank you so much. Thank you, pretty. Thank you. So, yeah, so when there's no, like, comments coming through, TikTok, you have to be very careful with your verbiage, or I will get a thingy, a restriction. So I have to be very careful with my verbiage, because if Renee, thank you, Renee. And I think somebody just became somebody on my team. Thank you, but I can't see because of the comments. LR, thank you. You are number 246 and 245. I didn't see your name, but thank you. Thank you, Renee. I think you already have a number. So, yeah, you already have a number. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you. Linda, thank you for the heart me. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Okay. So, and we also have the live goal up there, which are the strawberries. We have 20 out of 50, so we are almost at halfway. We need 5 to get to half, and then we can see the end of the tunnel, because, oh, there's the thing I was talking about. That thing. That thingy, which was like the 3 of the hearts. I don't know what that thing is, but that's the thingy that is like, it's like a friendship thing. It's like 3 hearts in 1 or something. That's the thing that I was talking about. Thank you so much. Thank you, Texas. Thank you. Is it Texas Tornado? Thank you. Thank you so much. So the worst one is when he brought in 17 men. Now, this was the worst one. You guys have to remember, I'm reliving my traumas with you, okay? Thank you for the donuts, LR. Thank you. So when I'm telling you this, I have to relive my traumas. Thank you for the donuts. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vicky, for the friendship. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have to relive my traumas as I'm telling them, okay? So, when he brought in the 17 men, thank you, LR, thank you. They had me on all 4s, and 1 was in the B, 1 was in the V, and then 1 was in my mouth. And thank you, Mike. Thank you for the friendship. he was choking me. He was putting it all the way down my throat, okay? And thank you for the rose, LR. Thank you. He was putting it all the way down my throat, which was making me choke. Thank you, Flawless. So when I was choking, I was shaking and it was making me vibrate. So I was vibrating on the guy that was in the V, and it was also vibrating on the guy that was in the B, because I was choking on the Wang that was in my throat, because he was like that. So I was like vibrating on, and they were getting off on that, okay? And it was disgusting, and I hated it. And I had to go into, the only thing I could do was I had to go into a field. And into this field, it was a beautiful field of green grass. And you could smell the fresh cut green grass. And you could see all the beautiful white lilies. And I was just running. I was wearing a white dress. I remember it. I was running around and I was just playing in the grass, running around in the field. And I could just smell the fresh cut grass. I was looking at all the pretty flowers. And I was just running around in my white dress. And that's where I went, why all this was going on. Because I couldn't physically think about what was happening, so I had to go into this field to not think about it. And do I have to do a puzzle piece? Something's happening. Live will end. I have to do a puzzle piece. I have to do a puzzle piece because nobody's tapping. Okay. All right. When no one's tapping or gifts aren't coming in, when we don't have comments on, and people aren't tapping or gifts aren't coming in, and because there's no comments on, we have to overcompensate by either tapping or gifting, because it makes TikTok think that there's no. What is that? That was beautiful. Thank you. I don't know what that was, but that was gorgeous. Thank you. We have to overcompensate. We have to tap or we have to gift because there's no comments coming through, so it's looking like there's no engagement. All right, and I have, thank you for the rose. Okay, so we have 20 out of the 50 strawberries. So, once we get 5 more strawberries, we're halfway there. And after we're halfway there, then that's the hard part, getting halfway there. Once we get our 5 strawberries, that's the end of the tunnel. Then we can start seeing the end of the tunnel. So we got 5 strawberries to get halfway. Okay. So they were leaning me over the sink and they were shoving things inside of me. They were literally shoving their fist inside of me. They were fisting me. And they were fisting my B. They were fisting my V. They put a pew in my mouth. They knocked my teeth out. They put the pew in my V. They put the pew in my V. They took my neck and they took my hair and they pulled my neck all the way back to where it was like that. Okay, so all it was neck, and they were standing over on top of me, like literally on top of me, and they were like dipping their their wang all the way down my throat. And literally there was tears coming out of my eyes because I was choking so bad. Literally choking so bad because they were standing on top of me, pushing it all the way down. And then they would think it was funny by the guys would put their hands on the men's shoulders and push their wang down further on through my throat. And the men were holding my neck all the way back, so it was just neck. And it was so, you know, people like put like how do I say it, like I don't know how to say it without getting you know, like what they do at carnivals when they put those long sharp objects down their throat, you know what I mean? That's what it was like. And they thought it would be great to put their hand on the guy's shoulders to push it down even further. And I was having tears running down my eyes because I couldn't breathe because I was choking so bad. And there was 17 of them that were doing it. And then they were also putting their bodily fluid inside of my eyes, like eye drops. And they were opening up my eyes and putting their bodily fluids inside my eyeballs like eye drops. And they, we got to tap, you guys. We got to tap. I'm talking about very sensitive subjects, and we got to tap. We have to tap. There's no tapping. There's tapping now just because I said it, but we have to tap, or we have to do some gifting or something, or I'm going to get restricted because I'm talking about very sensitive stuff, or I'm going to have to turn the comments back on because I'm starting to get puzzle pieces and I don't want to get that. So thank you, Kelly, for the rose. Thank you. Thank you for the tappers. Thank you for the finger hearts. Thank you. Thank you for the live fest. Thank you for the heart poofies. Thank you, Sally. They threw me over the bathroom sink and they were shoving. Vicky, thank you for the poofies. Texas, thank you for the live fest thingies. They were shoving themselves inside me from the bee, and they were hitting me in my face so hard. They were slapping me. Thank you for the crown. They were slapping me in my face with their wings, and they thought it was funny. They were all taking turns of like slapping me in my face with their wings, and they were taking it and they were like running it across my face and like slapping it in my face and slapping it in my eyes, and they were like putting it in my ears, and they were like slapping it all over me. Thank you, Angie. Thank you. And they were slapping their wangs all over me. They were shoving like ew. When they were think about having 17 men fist your B and fist your V, and they were doing it at the same time. They were fisting my B and they were fisting my V at the same time while I had a wang going through my throat all the way down like they do at the carnivals with those sharp objects. So this went on for 8 hours. 8 hours I endured this. And I told you they knocked my teeth out with the pew pew, because they made me give oral to the pew, and they put it in my V and they put it in my B. And when it was over, they took a firecracker and they lit it and they shoved it up inside me. And it cracked off inside me and it burnt the inside of my V. And it was the absolute worst pain that I have gone through, was having internal V burns. Luckily, a firecracker has a string on it like a tampon, so I was able to pull it out quickly. But for 8 hours, I endured this. It was being live streamed, and it made Lee so much money doing this. Made him so much money because this was just completely outlandish, vulgar, barbaric behavior, how these men treated me. And when it was finally over and they left, I tried to walk out of the room and I fell to the ground. I had red lipstick. Remember, we're going to use that because we need tap. I'm going to have to put the comments back on, you guys, or we're gonna have to tap, or we need some gifts. Or I don't want to say gifts because I don't want to keep, but I don't want to seem like I'm begging for gifts. But if we don't have the comments on, we have to compensate. We have to compensate for it. So we need tappers or we need gifters, because, or we have to have comments back on, because TikTok is, I just can't afford to get restricted. Thank you, Texas. Thank you, Cece. So when I walked out, I literally fell to the ground, and I had the red lipstick running down my B, running all the way down the back of my legs. I had the red lipstick running down my front, there was so much of it. It was going down to my toes and in between my toes. There was so much of it that, can we use another word for red lipstick? Red paint. We'll use red paint. We'll say paint. Instead of BLOOD, we'll say paint. I had so much paint, red paint, running down. No, because no people might think that it's paint. Just tap and I'll say blood. Flood. I'll say flood. I had so much flood coming out of my B that was running down the back of my legs. I had so much flood running down my V that it was going in between my toes, like it was literally everywhere. I had so much flood running out of my mouth because my teeth were knocked out. My nose, my eyeballs were out to here, so poofed out, and the whites were no longer white. they were red because all the vessels in my eyeballs had been broken out. So everything in there was all red. There was no whites in my eyes, no longer, because it was all broken out. And that was the one and only time that, not one and only time, I had 4 times. That was the 1 in 4 time that he allowed me to wear clothing, which was a t-shirt. But I still had to work the next day because my bee and my mouth was still working. Because of the firecracker, I had boils on the inside. So when you've been burnt before, you have your skin tries to protect your skin. So remember, you guys, to follow my backup account, which is Gigi Wink #1. Remember to follow that, because I'm going to tell that story on my backup account when it gets to 5K. And I'm going to tell you from the very, very beginning of the very, 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 very beginning of how I ended up getting in trouble and what led it to me getting in trouble. But anyway, so there was, when you get a burn, you get a boil. It's because it's your body trying to protect your skin. So it's like water trying to protect that burnt skin. So for the next 5 days, I still had to work with my bee in my mouth. And then I had to do a bachelor party 5 days later. And that was the one and only time I was able to leave that cabin. But I was sedated because I didn't know where I was, and he didn't want me to know where I was. So I was sedated. And then when I got to the hotel, I get up there. It was a bachelor party of 5 men. And the first time that it hurts, dude, so bad. The first time that the man entered me was so painful because he popped every single one of those boils. So I no longer had any of that liquid protecting that burn inside of me. So it was like sandpaper. It was sandpaper on inside of me. So it was like rubbing sandpaper as hard as it could on the inside of burns. So think about having burnt skin and rubbing sandpaper all over the burnt skin. It was bleeding out, so it was flooding out so bad. I'm getting these things all over my screen, you guys. We have to tap her. We have to send gifts, or I'm going to have to turn comments back up. This is the 3rd time it's come across my screen. I don't want to feel like, I feel like I'm begging for gifts. I don't want to beg for gifts, and we really got to tap, or I'm going to have to turn comments back on. It's the 3rd time that I've had these things come across my screen right now. It was like sandpaper, and it was flooding. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. It was flooding so bad, and they were doing the same thing. They were, it was snuff. And because we weren't at the cabin with the cameras, Lee was recording everything so he could upload it. So he could upload the videos. And they were when the first guy entered me and popped all those boils, and it was sandpaper on all that raw skin from all the boils from being popped, from being a firecracker being let off inside of me. Take a burn. You know how burns hurt. And just rub sandpaper on your burn. That hurt so much that immediately made me start flooding. And the guys were pushing me down on him, and they were doing the same thing. It was snuff. I was doing the same thing again. I was getting it from the B and from the V and from the mouth, and they thought it was a fun game to pass me around to each other, and they were like doing like a circle with me. They would put like one in my mouth and then a V and then a B, but they would all circle around and do it to me, circle around and do it to me, circle around and do it to me. And then they would put their fluids all over me. They were putting their bodily fluids all over me. Like they would make me open my mouth, and then they all 5 of them stood over me, and they all put their fluids in my mouth at the same time, and it was so disgusting. And then they took my jaw and they closed my mouth and made me swallow all 5. Oh. They closed my jaw and they made me swallow all 5 of their fluids at the same time. So after that was done, I got sedated again. Thank you for the hand heart. Thank you so much. And I got brought out of that hotel and put back in the car, sedated, and we got back to the cabin. And again, I knew I was getting out of there. I was not going to live like this. This was not going to be my life. I was getting out of there one way or another. And not only for that, I was on parole. So I knew my parole officers were looking for me too. And my mom, and here's the thing is that, I would always beg him for just to let me call my mom. He would have me send her text messages saying that, I'm in love with Lee and that I just want to be, left alone. And that, my mom would call and she would say, let me speak to her. And he would say, oh, she just went to the store, or she's in the shower, or she's not here right now, or she just did this. Or then he started saying she just doesn't love you anymore. She wants to. I just got another one. I really don't want to have to turn comments on again. We're almost at 200. We're almost there. I don't want to turn comments back on, but there it looks like there's no engagement, and when we don't have gifts coming through, it almost makes me have to turn the I don't want to turn the comments back on. I really don't want to fucking turn the comments back on. Thank you. I know you guys are trying. I know you guys are trying. I know you guys are trying. I appreciate it. I know you guys are trying. I appreciate it. I know they're little 1 penny gifts, and I appreciate them so much. And I know you guys are trying. They're like the 1 pennies, and you guys are just trying to give them to me just so I don't have to turn the thingies off. And I appreciate you all so much for doing it. It means a lot. It really does. Because you guys are really trying your hardest. And I appreciate you very, very much for doing that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hate when lipstick dries on me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Molly. You were number 249. Sally, number 249. Thought you were 250. So maybe Sally's 249 and you were 248, maybe. Thank you. So I knew I was getting out of there. I knew this was not going to be my life. Thank you. Cece, you're 250. Cece's 250. All right. Thank you, Texas. Thank you. So one night, him and we had gotten into a huge fight. A huge fight. And like I said, he was a hacker. And so he knocked over a computer, or we knocked over a computer, and one of them, something broke off of it, and it was like literally like the size of my nail. And there was plywood on all the windows. So it was basically like trying to get nails out of with a spoon, is basically what it was. But when there's a will, there's a way. And I thank you. And is it Anika? Or I think it's Anika, maybe? Aniki? Anikai, Anakai, Anki, Ankai. She's like, nowhere close. Thank you guys. We're almost at 200 likes. We're almost at 200 likes. Almost. All right. We have 232 people in here. And there is 3 people dropping gifts. So if the other 299 people can do, like, if any of the other 299 people that are in here watching can help, that would be awesome. Thank you, Shoni. I know there is a lot of trolls in here, and I know I'm also being recorded. But there is 227, and there's literally the same 2 people that have been gifting me. So that means 226 of you all are just sitting here. Thank you, Renee. Thank you so much. I'm not calling you guys. I'm calling you guys out. I'm just saying I don't want you all to be the only gifters. Because you know, in order for us to keep comments off, We need likes and we need the gifts. And you guys are the only ones that are like trying to keep the likes up. And I don't want you guys to be the only ones that are doing it. That's why I'm saying we have 200 and some odd people. Thank you for the baseball cap. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't want, you know what I mean? Like, we gotta take it. We can't let just these 2 people be the only 2 people that are doing it out of the 240 people that are in here. Thank you, Lisa Marie. Thank you, Texas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, I just got another one right now. Just got another one. Thank you, Lisa Marie. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cece. Thank you. So I knew I was getting out of there. So I found that. I found that little piece that looked like I found that little piece that was going to be my tool to get that to my freedom. That was going to be my tool to my freedom. And I hid it in between the mattress and the box spring. That's where I hid it. And so he would take a shower every day, but he would only take a shower for like 5 minutes out of the day. And so I only had 5 minutes out of the day to work with these bolts. Now there was only 4 bolts on the plywood, okay? But I only had this like little tool that looked like a fingernail. So I would have to play with it as much as I could for only 5 minutes. And then I would have to twist it back to make it look like I had never messed with it at all. And then, so it took me 6 months of doing that. So for 6 months, he was bringing in so many men, so many men, so many men. And once my backup account gets up to 5K, I will tell you about all the other men that were brought in and their fetishes. But that is going to be, I'm going to change my backup account, the Gigi Wink one, to where there's no trolls in there, and that it's going to be a, like an event, and you're going to have to sign up for it. And that way there will be no trolls in there, so you all can know exactly what the next 6 months of men that I endured. Because if I sat here and told you all for the 6 months of men that I endured, I think we would all be puking in a bucket, because the shit that I went through was disgusting. And I don't want to lay that down on you guys. We still have, we have the strawberries up there. We still need 30 of the strawberries. We have 20 strawberries up there out of 50. So we need 30 more strawberries to hit the goal. So if anybody can help with the strawberries to hit the goal, we have, I can't see how long we have to make it. Can't see. But we have 20 out of the 50 strawberries. So if anybody can help with the strawberry goal up there, I would appreciate it. So once we get the backup account to 5.1, I will tell you all what happened with the other 6 months of men that I had to do snuff with, because it's very disgusting. And I don't even know if you guys can handle it. I don't tell you all a lot of the things that happen because it's things that I don't think you can. Amanda, thank you for the strawberry. Thank you so much for the strawberry. I don't tell you all a lot of the things that happen because I don't think you can handle it. I really honestly don't think you're going to be able to handle what I went through. It's so graphic. It's so gory. It is so just I don't tell you all some things because if I were to tell you, you would never be able to get these things out of your head. And Amanda, thank you for my strawberry. Thank you. We got 22. We need 3 more and we're halfway there. 3 more strawberries and we're halfway there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like I said, we have 230 people in here watching. We got like 5 gifters, so make that one make sense. But we did get to 200 likes, so that's good. There's those hearts that are like the 2 hearts together. Those are those little hearty things. Thank you, Christy, for the heart me. Thank you. So anyway, I knew I was getting out of there. So I would play with those bolts as best I could. Christy, thank you. I would play with those bolts as best I could. Yvonne, thank you. I'm Gigi. Thank you. Thank you for the letter. So I played with those bolts, and for 6 months I did. And the next day, I had so much anxiety that night because I didn't know what to do. I was so worried, like if my plan didn't go out, if my plan did not go off the way I had it planned in my head, I was basically going to be unalived. So it was fight or flight. And I knew that, Amanda, thank you so much for the hand heart. Thank you. It was fight or flight. And I knew that if my plan didn't work, that was probably going to be the end of me. But it was a chance I had to take, and it was a fight or flight. Amanda, thank you for the puppy doggies. So the next day he got into the shower. I got up on the bed. I popped him out. Boom, 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 popped him out. I pulled the board down. I took the computer. I threw it out the window. I jumped out that window as fast as I could. I had glass all over me. I had blood all over me because of the glass. I didn't have anything on. I was completely nude because I wasn't allowed to wear anything. So I took off running. I didn't know where I was. I had no clue where I was because I had always been sedated because he never wanted me to know where I was. So if you ever heard of that terminology, run for your life. I literally ran for my life that night. I ran for my life. I did not know where I was, but I heard cars. So I ran towards the cars. And like the first car drove right. I got up. I was on FM 1960. I got up and the first car just drove right past me. I was like, oh my God, he's going to get me. He's going to get me. Because I knew he was only minutes behind me. Because I knew he heard the glass break. I knew he would have heard the glass break. I also knew that he had to dry and get dressed and get in the car. And he knew where I would be going because there was nothing else around but FM 1960. So I knew he was minutes behind me. The first car just passed me, which I honestly can't really blame them. Like, it was something out of a scary ass movie. Like, you see a naked lady standing there in the middle of the street at nighttime, bloodied, naked. Like, what the hell? I would have been like, oh, hell no. It's it's a ghost or something. You know what I mean? So this one couple, they picked me up and they were in a truck, and there was an elderly couple, not elderly, they were like in their 60s, and the lady was trying to find like a shawl for me to wear because I was completely nude, and the gentleman was on the phone with 911, and the operator was telling us to pull over, and I said, you can't pull over. You can't pull over. He's going to find us. 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 It's all I kept on saying. He's going to find us. He's going to find us. He's going to find us. That's the only thing I could say. That's the only thing. Those are the only words I could get out of my mouth was he's going to find us. 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 And the gentleman was on the phone with the police, and he was telling us where we were at, because we were coming, there was a ramp, we were passing a ramp, so whatever ramp that was, and so the police were coming down the ramp, and you could hear the sirens, and then you hear boom. And he rammed us. He took the car and he rammed us as hard as he possibly could. And we were on the phone. The gentleman was on the phone with 911 when he rammed us. And the police said, okay, we're coming to you. We're coming to you. Just keep driving. Then just keep driving, because they originally told us to pull over. And once we got rammed, then the dispatcher was like, okay, just keep driving, we've got them dispatched out to you, they're coming to you. We knew they were coming to us, we could hear them, we could literally hear them. And then the next thing you hear is and he shot out the back. Thank gosh he did not injure any of us, because I was in the back seat. It wasn't like a big ass truck where there was like a bunch of seats in the back. It wasn't like a big ass like pickup truck. It was just like a little truck thing. So the woman in the front, the man in the back, the man in the driver's seat, and then me. Thank goodness none of us got injured. And the police came finally, and I got out of the car, and they, put something around me because I was naked, and they said, we've been looking for you. And I said, can I use your phone to call my mom, please? And I called my mom, and I said, Mom. And she was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, you're okay. I said, I'm okay, Mom, I'm okay. She was like, where are you? And I said, I'm in Texas. And she was like, I'm coming to you. And she was like, oh my gosh, she was just crying. And so, of course, I didn't get in trouble or anything with my probation officer or anything. Like, it was obviously a situation. And so they rushed me off to the hospital. I had to get an RP kit done. And when I got the RP kit done, my mom had got there. She flew there. I had no identification who I was, because he had taken my birth certificate, my social security, and my driver's license. So I had nothing identifying who I was. And well, my mom got there and she walked right past me, and I thought she was going to the nurse's desk to see if she could like come to my room, but she walked right past me and she didn't even recognize me. She didn't even recognize me. That's how bad it was. My cheeks were all sunk in. My eyeballs were completely poofed out to where you couldn't see shit. Thank you for the hand heart. My eyeballs were completely poofed out so where you couldn't see anything. My cheeks were sunken out. My teeth were missing. My hair was in big globs of missing hair. I had bruises everywhere. I was probably like 95 pounds soaking wet. I was in really bad condition, like really, really, really bad condition. And my mom came in and she put her head, thank you, Ginger. She put her head on my chest and she just started crying. Thank you, Anna. I'm gonna call you Anna Nikki. She put her head on my chest, and she just started crying. And I said, Mom, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Melinda. And I was like petting her head, and she was like, I'm so sorry I couldn't protect you. I'm so sorry I couldn't protect you. I'm so sorry I couldn't protect you. And she was crying. And I'm like, Mom, it's okay. I'm here. It's okay. It's okay. She was like, I'm so sorry I couldn't protect you. I'm so sorry. And I said, it's okay. It's okay. I'm here. And so I stayed in the hospital for about a week. I had to get healed up and stuff. And then she flew back to, she was a traveling nurse. So she flew back to Orlando, and I had to get a police escort to Orlando from Texas, which sucked, on a Greyhound, because like I said, he took all my identification, so I had nothing identifying who I was. And plus they thought that he was going to have one of his men be at one of the pickup spots to pick me up. So I had to have a police escort. And the thing that hurt the most is that, like I said, my father had passed away a couple years ahead of time, and I got my inheritance, and I had to leave my car there. And that was like, to me, that was the last thing that my dad had bought me, was that car. And it was a beautiful car that I bought myself with my inheritance. It was a beautiful, beautiful car. And I had to leave it. And the other thing that I had a necklace, and it had my dad's ashes in it, and I wore it every day. Thank you, Amanda, for the hands. Thank you so much. Thank you. I had a necklace that had my dad's ashes in it, and I wore it every single day. And he ripped it off my neck. I never got it back. So I had to leave my car that my dad bought me in Texas, and my dad's ashes were ripped off my neck. And I was a daddy's girl. Thank you for the hand heart. I was a daddy's girl, and that really hurt me really, really bad. So I had to change my name legally. I changed my name legally. I had to, because he was a computer hacker. And I started working at the ice bar, and I would take a trolley home every night because on the ice bar or on iDrive, there is like a bunch of there's like two big, huge ass apartments, like huge, where basically all the workers lived. It was kind of like across from SeaWorld, but then if you keep going straight, there's like extended stay, and there's like some restaurants, and then there's like putt-putts, and there's like gift stores, and there's like more restaurants, and then there's bigger hotels, and then there's like the spear ride thing, and all kinds of stuff, you know? And I go to work, and then it's been like a year and a half, and I put some miles in between us. Like I went from Houston, Texas to freaking Orlando. Okay. So I put some miles in between us. And I got off the trolley, and I remember getting my hair pulled and getting pushed to the ground. And I remember seeing headlights. And then I remember seeing Lee's face. And then I remember saying, and I thought he was going to kidnap me and take me back. That's what I thought. But instead, he ran me over, and he reversed over me. He re-ran over me, and then he took out a pew-pew and went to go shoot me. And guys, can we please tap? You guys, you want me to stop the story? I can stop. Is this too much for you guys? I think it might be. People, I don't know. We've dropped down to 200 people. People aren't tapping, and we haven't had gifts, so I think, I don't know. Do you guys need me to stop the story and we can start up another time? Is it getting too much? I'm going to turn the comments back on because I don't think we're going to be able to finish this because I don't think you guys are either into it or it's too much. Okay, comments are on for just a few minutes. Hi. Hello. You're listening. Very strong. Tapping. Listening. What happened to you? So that's what I'm talking about. Listening. Okay, the thing is that I'm getting things from TikTok that. Thank you. It's just that we are not in. Thank you, baby blue eyes. Can you tell me now, is it Aniki? Is your name Aniki? Am I saying it right? Aniki? Am I saying it right? No, it did not have. Aniki, I literally just said Texas, and then I went into Florida. No, I am not safe now. Almost. Anik. A-N-K-I. N-K-I. 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 Yes, my mom has dementia. I take care of her. Anki? Anki, is that how it's pronounced? Anki? Yes, Anki. Okay, why didn't I get that? God, I'm dumb. Oh, duh. Now I see it. Anki. Okay. Anki. All right. Okay. Anki. Okay. Anki. Okay. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you change your name, how did he find you? Well, I haven't gotten to that part yet. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. What happened when you were in? Well, I haven't gotten that far yet. Thank you so much for the gifts. Yankee. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Okay. Does using this, but no, actually makes me safer. When I'm on live, I'm more safe because if something were to happen, you guys will see. When I'm not on live is when things happen to me. You see what I'm saying? When I'm not on live, things happen to me. Thank you, Tifton. Thank you. We still have that goal up there of the strawberries. We have 22 out of 50. We are so close. We need 3 more strawberries, and then we are halfway there. We can do it. I believe in us. We need 3 more strawberries, and we are halfway there. We can do this. We can do this. I believe in us. Gingy. Hi, Gingy. I'm sick it happened to you. Yeah, well, you know, Cece, if once I get to my backup page to 5K, I will tell you all the sickening things that happened to me that I don't think you guys can handle, because it'll make you guys are all going to need trash cans to throw up into. Hi, Gingy. How are you? Let me check out my backup account right now. See where we're at. One of them is free, one is not. Okay. That's my backup right there. It's Gigi Wink #1. That's my backup. I'm checking it right now to see where we're at. We need 2,000 more people. 2,000 more people. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Leah, for the Nebula Rose. Thank you. Thank you for the finger heart, Leah. Thank you. Can someone give me a short rundown? Amy, when you follow my backup page, you'll get the whole story then. Gigi Wink, you gotta follow my backup page, which is Gigi Wink #1. Gigi Wink #1 is my backup page. When you follow that, you'll get the whole rundown. Everybody go please follow my backup account, which is Gigi Wink #1. Gigi Wink #1, please follow my backup account. I'm literally watching it and we need it to move. We're almost there. We're like almost 1,500 away. Almost. We're almost there. We're like 1,500 away. If we can get that backup page to 15, if we can get 1,500 more by tonight, I will tell you the whole get up tomorrow over there. I was in my 20s when this happened. Okay, let's move on. All right. Please comment in all caps, because I have no vision in my right eye. I've got no vision in my right eye at all. Okay. So we have 22 strawberries out of 50. Once we get 3 more strawberries, we will be at halfway. Once we're at halfway, it'll be so much easier to get there. Trust me. 1 more strawberry. Yes! Yay! We need 2 more strawberries and we'll be halfway there. And then it'll be like light at the end of the tunnel. It'll be light at the end of the tunnel. Are you accepting guests? I will accept guests at the end. I will accept guests, and I will also accept guests and questions at the end. Okay. And if we can hit my... Oh, did you hear that? That was my arm cracking. Ugh. Yes, he is still after me. This is why I look like this. This is why I look like this, Katrina. Where are the strawberries? Up on top. Do you see where the star is? Now look. You see it says 23 out of 50, the strawberries. They're the pink strawberry girls. If you look on top, right up here on top, you're going to see the little strawberries right there. I'll tell you what they're called. Hold on. They're jelly beans. They're jelly beans. Let me see. Hold on, let me tell you. Oh, it's in the corner. The rose bean. It's called a rose bean. It's right there in the corner. Rosie the rose bean. Thank you, Gingy, for the heart me. Thank you. Rosie the rose bean. It's right up there. Rosie the rose bean. If you hit the gifts, look, if you hit the gift down here, if you hit the gift box down here, Rosie the rose bean is right there. Well, you can't see on here. Thank you for the thing, Amanda. Thank you. Yay! There's Rosie the rose bean. There she is. Yay! Are we at 25? Are we? Oh, we need one more to get halfway. Does this? Yeah, we have it. Yes. Yes. Does this person have a GoFundMe? Who is this person? Are you talking about me? Why would this person have a GoFundMe? If you're talking about me, my name's Gigi. Thank you, Shoni, for the heart. Thank you for the bean. Thank you. Look, we are so close now. See? I told you all, once we got to the halfway point, it would be so much easier. Now, we only need 24 rose beans. See? We're already to the halfway point. We're already to the halfway point of the rose beans. I told you. I told you. Thank you, Judy, for the rose bean. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so, so much for the rose bean. Thank you. Thank you so much. Look, we're okay. So 3 more to 30, and then we only need 20. Do you see? I told you guys. It gets so much easier. We need 3 more rose beans, and then we're at 30, and then we only need 20. And then we're there. You see how it is? Like, it's that easy, see? So we need 3 more rose beans, and then we're at third, and then we only need 20 more. We need 10 and then 10. And it's like, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. What happens when we get them all? So when we get them all, it shows TikTok. So when you set a goal, Lulu, oh, I thought you were going to be funny. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. I saw where you said, you know what's so funny, Lulu, is I know where you read it, where someone told you to ask about that, and that would make me upset. Sorry, didn't work. Didn't work. Sorry. So, Chaz is my child who passed away July 4th. And the trolls come in here and say his name, and they think I have a Cash App, but I don't feel comfortable putting it up because then people are going to say, oh my God, she only wants money. So, my child died July 4th. So the trolls come in here and they say his name. And the trolls even put in there on a T page, mention Chaz. She'll get really upset. Mention Chaz. So that's why that troll just came in and said, how's Chaz? Because he died July 4th. Because people are mean. Because people are mean, that's why. People are extremely mean. There's actually a page that tells you to say, ask her about Chaz. Say, they literally tell you, go in and say, how's Chaz? Thank you, Miss Rogue. Ginger is my mod. Ginger is like my sister. So, no, she's not being rude at all. Ginger has been with me for 8 years. Thank you for the heart, me. Thank you. Okay, so let's continue on. So somebody asked me what happens when we hit the goal. It just, TikTok gives you an amount of time. So, look, here we go again. What was your child's name? You're gonna get blocked too. Ginger is an amazing mod. Hey, Spice. Exactly. Who said that? Exactly, Blondie. Thank you, Blondie. Thank you. Thank you. Itsy bitsy. I just cooked for my mom, and then I made, hi, beautiful mama. I made a bunch of sack lunches for the homeless and dropped them off. I can't eat. I've been telling my story. I never ever made 300 in gifts yesterday. And whatever I do make in gifts goes straight to the homeless. So if you were to actually take your time and go on my page and look, hi Tammy Blair, how are you? You would see that everything that I make from this goes towards the homeless. I work very fluently with my homeless. You sent me a message? Okay, Tammy, I'll check it. I'll check it when I get off. I think these comments are going to have to go off here. They only get 50% of each gift, y'all. Yeah, that's why I don't put my Cash App up, because people are going to say that I put my Cash App one time. I put my Cash App one time. Somebody asked me because it was my birthday last week, and they never sent anything anyway. I don't put my Cash App up because this is not for a money grab. Like, ooh, look at you trying to get around the words, Andre. We're gonna have, thank you for doing that. Now I've got to change my word setting. All right, so we have 28 out of the 50 rosebuds. We need What do we need? We need 12. What do we need? 28. We need 32 more rosebuds. And see, all right, it's going off. You people can't be nice. You people can't be nice at all. Somebody just asked me to put my Cash App up. I'm not. Look, watch. I'll put my Cash App up, right? And people will say, oh, it's for a money grab. That's what they'll do. Somebody just asked me to put my Cash App up. Watch what happens. Okay. There's my Cash App. You guys wanted my Cash App up there. There it is. That's my Cash App. You guys wanted my Cash App. That's my Cash App. I'm not doing this for a money grab. Somebody just asked me to put my Cash App up there. I do not feel comfortable putting my Cash App up there. But when somebody says they would rather send me Cash App than gifts, then that's my Cash App. But I don't feel comfortable putting my Cash App up there because I'm not doing this for cash. I'm not doing this for a money grab. I'm doing this to get my story out there. I'm doing this to try to get on Live Fest, to try to get my story out there and to let other women and men know it's okay to get your story out there. And for everybody saying that I'm wearing makeup, this is, you guys literally made me take makeup wipes and micellar water and wipe this off. And nothing came off. You know why? Because it's a fucking bruise. That's why. It's a fucking bruise. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. I never made I wish I made $300 yesterday. Trust and believe. I wish I did. I wish I did. And you know what? If I made $300, $3, or $500, it's still all going to go to the homeless anyway. So it doesn't matter how much I make. It goes to t-shirts. It goes to towels. It goes to socks. It goes to toiletry. It goes to food. It goes to drinks. It goes to tampons. It goes to everything. So nobody. So who cares? Who cares? And see, I put my Cash App up there. I don't feel comfortable putting my Cash App up there. I don't feel comfortable doing it at all. Okay? But somebody asked me to put a Cash App up there, and nobody sends a Cash App. So what's the point? Do you see what I'm saying? So you guys can't be nice. And people say they send Cash Apps. Dana. Thank you.